Choose Wiser hopes to empower women to become vigilant consumers, to enlighten one woman at a time and witness that light cast onto our children's generation. The last couple of seasons we have been members of a CSA farm, where once a week we go up to the farm during season and pick up the food picked fresh that morning. And often it can be buckets and barrels full of lettuces, squashes, potatoes, pick your own berries, flowers, whatever is in season. Joining a CSA and becoming a member has absolutely revolutionized how my entire family eats. The taste of the food is much better than we can find in your everyday grocery store, and the freshness and the nutrition as well. But my children love to eat their farm food. There's definitely a bit of ownership or a little bit of pride in knowing where the food came from, seeing it being grown all season long, and actually putting time into the farm and helping out as well.
We're looking for these big flat Romano beans.
2. I've done weeding and harvesting potatoes and picking fruits and vegetables.
Well, I went picking potatoes, raspberries, blueberries. I dug stuff like carrots.
Everything about it is completely organic and natural and totally fresh. And it's not like rotten or anything from being shipped over from like all the way across the country, because it's completely local. And yes, environment around it is very peaceful and cool.
Today we're visiting historic property that belongs to the Oak Ames family in Easton, Massachusetts. And the Ames family has worked out a partnership with farmers to turn this into the next community-supported agriculture.
Local families buy a share of what the farm will produce through a whole season. And so they'll prepay in the early spring for a season's worth of vegetables, and then every week for the whole season, the family will get to come and pick up. You know, in the early spring, it'll maybe be a head of lettuce, a couple bunches of greens, maybe a bunch of spring onions. And then as you get into early summer, you start to get a bunch of beets and a bunch of carrots, sugar snap peas, different varieties of tomatoes that maybe you never heard of. You know, we've been experimenting with hundreds of varieties over in Sharon. Heirloom tomatoes, speckled Roman, black Krim, green zebras. I mean, one of the special things about a CSA is same-day harvest. You know, all the stuff that families will receive from us will be picked that morning. And so the freshest food is always the tastiest, the most nutritious. You know, these vegetables here are going to be grown organically. So they'll be free of all chemical pesticides and chemical fertilizers, only grown with natural fertilizers. Compost is going to be our biggest, most important input. The production will start in late May, and it will go through November. It will go right up until almost December, because that time of year you're still able to pick cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and winter squash. You know, those are in the prime of their season. You know, this winter we're going to be doing a lot of our planting. We've ordered a lot of our perennial fruit stock already, so our trees have been ordered. Those are going to arrive, I think, in early April. So the first week of April will be spent planting 100 or so trees up there along the hill.
Now, in this day and age, there's 3 things that I have to be very protective of. One is I know I don't give out my social security number to anyone. I also don't give out the name of my college-age babysitter because I need to have her, you know, on call. And the third thing I don't give out is the name of my CSA because I need to have my membership.
My mom says, choose wiser.
Adore who you are. Adore where you are. Adore who you're with.